Can't see me or hear me? No. Let's pop that out. Pop out chat, leave that there. Okay. Now you should be able to see me, can you? Sound picture. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Oh my goodness me. Well, all I've got to say is thank you so much for sticking around and for your patience. You see, I'm not sure this is how it's going, but there was a look like a bit of a block there. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, well, welcome. And if that wasn't a challenge for thank you so much. If that wasn't a challenge for the fear, I don't know what is. It was more angst. It was like, people are waiting. I've got to get this thing going. Thank you very much for your patience. I'll tell you what happened this morning. I've been awake since 4:30 a.m. this morning, and I'm just shutting this one down. Just bear with me a moment. I'm not going to shut the whole thing off. Yeah, the internet is... Oh, give it a computer. So the internet's not the best, hey? But the unfortunate thing is it wasn't even the internet that... it wasn't the internet that was the problem here. I updated my computer as soon as it turned on this morning at about 4:30 and everything seemed fine. And... So it was a real hassle. So I'm going to pull that down and hope that this keeps working. Just won't be a moment here. I've got that many screens open and some are just totally the wrong screen, saying if I could show you this you'd just go okay. I'm getting on with it because you guys have waited long enough, so I'm just going to trust that all is okay, and I'm going to see your chat here. I'm going to keep an eye on it to make sure that you can all hear me. And as you guys know, today I'm talking about fear versus love, okay? But before I begin that, if you can give me some time, I've got a few news items, a few shout outs to give today. And the first one is Paradigm Meditations. Paradigm Meditations are on YouTube, and it's Jack and now Jamie as well. The two guys are running Paradigm Meditations. I've just released a new meditation. I hope that you can see the link in the description. And if I can, I might even just paste it here. I'm just going to paste it here anyway. Make things easier for you. You can watch this as you go to bed a bit later on. This one's for Paradigm Meditations. It's a new meditation that I just released, and it's from a sample from my boot camp. And I love these guys. Jack and Jamie are authentic guys, and I will promote them as much as I possibly can because they're great guys. I haven't even said hello to all you guys, but I trust that you know I send my love and thanking you for your patience. Yeah, sorry to be late, Megan. Megan, actually, you're not late. I'm the one that's late, so you don't have to apologize, Megan. It's been a battle here over the last 15 minutes to get this up and running. Okay, now I also want to shout out to Tanya Bradshaw. Tanya put up her video. Congratulations, Tanya. I am so thrilled that this... Can I tell you, Tanya, something? I didn't know what I was going to talk about today, and you inspired me to talk about fear, because that is what you've done. You've overcome this fear barrier. You've broken through it. You've had a breakthrough goal. And I sat there, I've watched your video a few times, and I'm just like, wow, that's pretty damn amazing. And I'm going to put the link here. I've also put it in the description. If you guys haven't seen Tanya's first video on YouTube, because Tanya was really afraid. She felt the fear and then she did it anyway. And please subscribe to her channel. Give her all the support in the world. I'm going to be seeing this channel grow. Well done, Tanya. It's Tanya Bradshaw. That's the one there, if I've got that right. She's done an amazing job, and I'd like to throw this out there, Tanya, as well, that if you need extra help with things, I think there's a few things that I can help you with in regards to technical things, the tags and title, description and stuff. Please give a shout out to my staff, and I will help you out there. I want to see you grow, and I know that you've taken that leap of faith, and that, you know, it's the first leap that's it's the biggest leap, and you've done it. So bravo to you, and I'm sure everyone here in this channel supports you wholeheartedly. Now, I'd also like to mention I had a wonderful interview the other day with David McRae from Author Your Life, and David is an amazing soul, and he has a way of getting things out of me. I've had a few interviews of late too. Ali, another guy, I had a great interview with, 2 interviews, but at the moment I've got David's link here. It was probably one of the most personal interviews I dug in deep, and I said some things that I shared some parts of my life that I don't believe I've ever shared before. So it was also overcoming fear for me as well. And so I'm going to give you this link. It's on SoundCloud. This is his podcast. And David McRae, Author Your Life, does some wonderful, wonderful stuff. And I'm putting this in. And I'm just checking again, hoping that you guys can hear me all okay. It was interesting, before I started this live debacle that's gone on, I saw some conversation going on, as I always do, and Ginny and Anne said, Jason's he's probably getting his cup of tea, Dharma's asleep, yes, he's up, he's been awake for about an hour, and it was all correct, guys, what you were saying. I just said, these guys, it's like, is there a camera here? Can these guys see what's going on? Oh, it was great. It was really good. Makes me laugh. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if all goes to plan, we all know that the opposite of fear is love. And I need to do this. Let's see if there's no more technical issues now that I can do this. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, not just for some, but for everyone. It's just a different way to start it, guys. And do you know, guys, that song I remember singing as a kid in this singing and listening at school, and as a real youngster, and it stuck with me even as a young kid. And those words, the lyrics, are as relevant today as what they were 40 something years ago. And I come across that song and I thought, this is a perfect song to do today. So it's helped me actually to relax a little too, so it's all good. You see, fear immobilizes us in many ways. I remember my first singing episodes, my first time of singing in public, and I was given the microphone and stood there absolutely frozen, totally immobilized in fear. And I got through the song. I got through the 3 songs actually, but was just like that. And but the good thing is, you know, when you push through it, it becomes easier. So then the next time I got up on stage, I might have been able to lift my hand like that. And then the next time I could lift it a little bit more. Then the next time I could change hands with, you know, change the microphone to the other hand. And this is what happens. This is what, if we can just push through that initial fear, which is really the hardest part. And what can help us, what truly can help us with fear in all areas of our life, is focusing on compassion. And that's love for ourselves and love for other people and all living creatures, everything that is alive. And if you're walking across a footpath and you see ants crossing the footpath, then do your best to step over them. If you see a little lady beetle on a leaf, do your best not to disturb that little beetle. These little things, these little living creatures have as much right, and they have a job to do. They're a part of this beautiful creation just as we are. And we need to tread as lightly as possible. And when we focus on this, when we focus on being of service, of giving love and compassion to everything that's around us, fear then cannot enter, because we can only have one or the other. We can't have fear and love at the same time. So we can just allow it to go, open your heart to compassion. I heard a story the other day from Wayne Dyer, and this is an extreme story of compassion and fear that it's almost unbelievable, but it happened. And Wayne was talking about a follower of his that has learnt a lot from his talks on love and compassion. And this lady wrote to Wayne, and she wrote of a horrific story that she was involved in. And I think she was from California, this lady, and she was the victim of a home intrusion. And this man that come in was going to rape this lady. And of course, he had a knife. He come in with a knife, and it was quite horrific, and began, to tear off her clothes with the knife. And something happened within her mind. At first, she was absolutely terrified, of course, and then she clicked and remembered what Wayne was saying about compassion for all. And she said to the attacker, just wanting to know, do you have children? And he stopped. And he froze there, and she said, yeah, I've got children. And he said, yes, I've got children. And they proceeded to have this dialogue backwards and forwards for a few moments. And his tension, and because he was obviously fearful in many aspects too of being found, and she was afraid, but she overcome that with this. It's like she had no choice. She could either go the fear way or the love way, and she chose the love. And the man ended up saying, I can't do this, you're such a nice lady, and walked out. And that story was like, my goodness, I mean, I don't know, that's the absolute extreme, but the strength that must have taken that lady, I can't begin to imagine. It was an amazing story of strength and courage and overcoming fear at all odds, and reaching out to that gentleman in a way that completely changed him, because I guess that true love can dispel and light up fear, and when that light is there, love is present, love is all there is, and fear is gone. There's a couple of quotes that I want to read to you. And this one's from this wonderful book that I'm reading. You might have seen me on Instagram with this, and it's there's a Course in Miracles here. And it's, if you knew who walked beside you at all times on this path that you have chosen, you would never have to experience fear or doubt again. And I'm beginning to do this. I did purchase this many years ago, and ended up, it wasn't right for me at the time, and gave the book away, but I'm starting again. It's perfect timing for me now. And just one more quote I want to read to you by the fabulous Oprah Winfrey. And she says, the thing you fear most has no power. Your fear of it is what has the power. Facing the truth really will set you free. And that's by Oprah Winfrey. So it's quite a short talk today. What I'd like you guys to do is, and you can do this in your own time, or you can do this here publicly, is you can declare your fear today, something that has been blocking you from moving forward, whatever that may be. And you can either write it down here on the public forum, or you can write it down on pen and paper. And you can say, previously I have allowed ... whatever the fear has been. So previously I have allowed the fear to block me from ... whatever has blocked you. Today I begin anew and only allow love to be present. And I'm going to copy and paste this and see if it can, if I can. Control copy. Just see how that goes there. Won't be a moment. Okay, that's it there. So previously I have allowed ... whatever the fear has been to block me from whatever it's blocked you. Today I begin anew and only allow love to be present. So if you want to write that publicly, or if you just want to write it on paper and at home, and start again. Start again tomorrow. Start again today, tonight, wherever you are. And each moment that we have is a new chance for even a new life. I see a few of them coming up here in the chat. You finally caught me live, Sil. You certainly did. You know, I don't know what on earth happened today, and I'm going to be very interested to go back and look at the video and see what you could see and what you couldn't see and how this thing unfolded, because from here it was craziness. It was really crazy. Okay. Jane says, previously I've allowed failure to block me from living life to the fullest. Today I begin anew and only allow love to be present. Perfect. Perfect, Jane. Amy, I have allowed being heard to block me from using my voice and being confident. Today I begin anew and only allow love to be present. Megan, previously I've allowed fear of rejection to block me from practicing my energy healing and teaching. And today I begin anew and only allow love to be present. And so it is, Megan. Hello, Maria. Oh, I need a... You know, Ali says I need a Paul Tech Guru. I certainly do, Ali. I mean, it was all so simple. You know, it's been all so simple. But I think what I am going to do to stop this from happening again is to run a whole test video in the morning just to make sure everything seamlessly connects, and then once that test video is done, I know it's all good. So yeah, or someone that's really experienced at this stuff. Wow. Blanchett says, I have allowed the fear of being rejected and to accept to be loved. Websy says, I have a block from succeeding every time and I try to find a job. It does not work out. And so it will. And so it will. Because we must remember too, you see, that's our past, and they're our past beliefs. And if we keep carrying them forward, we're bringing that vibration with us, where we can just make this decision to change that right here, right now, in this moment. Paul says, big red button, mate, works every time. I wish it was that easy, Paul. Love you too, Ali. Smoky, looks like my page hadn't updated and I couldn't see the live stream. I hope you can see it now. Maria, you're really on time. I have a dilemma on whether to take a new job doing what I love or staying where I currently work for more money. I think, Maria, you know the answer for that one. I think if you really listen to your heart, I don't think it's a dilemma. I think sometimes we create those dilemmas. I think sometimes we know what to do, and that involves, personally, is listening to our heart. Listening deeply to our heart and getting this head out of the way, the ego that wants to drive everything for us, but to begin to tune into that heart space. Natisha says, previously I've allowed my fear of ending up alone to block me from breaking from this toxicity and moving on. Today I begin anew and allow love to be present. And so it is, Natisha. And that's right, Anne, but I'm here and now. Good to see you, worth the wait. Thank you. Yeah. Oh. Cheers, Paul. That's beautiful. I have allowed the fear of not being sufficient to block me from trying to become pregnant. Today I begin anew and allow only love to be present. And so it is, Lisbeth, so it is. Welcome, Pamela. Welcome. Hi Jason, great to see you this morning. How are you feeling now? Previously to baby waking, the chat room was so awesome. Will you be having extra strong cup of tea after you sign off? Oh my goodness, I might even go for the wine. No, I'm just joking. No. Yes, I will be having another cup of tea. You can be assured, extra strong. I'm more than anything. It's for me. It's I'm not so concerned, but I what I'm concerned about is I like to show up on time. You know, if I make a commitment, and when I let other people down, that doesn't feel right for me. But I've let that go now, because that was, as we all know, there's things that are totally out of our control. Totally. And that's just one of them. And this in itself is a beautiful lesson for me all the time, to surrender. All the time when things go wrong, technically, whatever happens, it's about surrendering to that process, you know. So, yeah. Claudia, my fear is that my boyfriend will never walk again. This idea kept me occupied so much that I couldn't function anymore. Today I'll start a new balance between taking care of him and myself. And much love to you, Claudia, and to your boyfriend, and may things keep going well for both of you. Yeah. If you're having a cup of wine, give us a buzz after. We can have a session live on opposite sides of the world. Let me tell you, no, I'm not. I'm certainly not having wine at this time in the morning. My goodness, no. It's but we will see later down the track. Wendy, for 2 years I've tried to get my life together, and it's one thing after another. I believe past lives I was rich and wealthy. Now in this life I am poor. And that's an affirmation within itself, Wendy, that if you continue to believe that, then you are bringing in that more and more of that. I do understand about karmic, you know, the past and that, but But we can change that now. We can change that. You've served your time. You've stayed in that position for too long, and you can get out of that now. It's your time to rise above that now. Yeah. Robin Baldwin, it's been an emotional purging day today. I'm feeling lighter, letting fear go, and embracing love. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Ah. Zoe says, you are such an inspiration. Much love, Zoe. Much love to you. Thank you. Thank you. Only happy that you are inspired. And you know, interestingly enough, just reading this, I am feeling lighter and more centered and calm. Yeah. I agree, Ginny. Watching and listening to this is a wonderful and warming. Did I feel the stress when the computer did not work? Do you know, not so much, Anne. As I mentioned before, it was more of it was seriously surrendering and putting my hands up like that and go, whatever. I really didn't think it was going to work at all, because things were, and I thought, okay, I was putting in my head, okay, what can I do? So maybe I'll have to have it tomorrow, or maybe maybe later today, and then people will have to watch the replay, but yeah, things have changed. I know that if this was years ago and that happened, I would have been probably cursing and swearing and but it's like, there is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. I can only do what I can do. And yeah, so Char says, a few weeks ago you mentioned possibly doing a project with Matt. Are there any developments for your sound therapy fans? Also, were you and brother raised in the faith, or has you and your brother raised in the faith, or has your relationship I'm not sure what that is about, but I might get Matt here one morning, actually. If he wants to do a live session with him, I can certainly ask him, and we could maybe do something together, yeah, I could ask him about that and see what he feels. It'd be good to have him live. It'd be good to have someone else live that I can share it with too. And that's another thing, guys, too, that I really hope to be able to do some interviews in this as well. And that's another thing, technical issue all on its own, because there'll be people teaming up, and but I would like to do that. So that's something I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned. Let me get this sorted out first, and then I'll then we can work on that. Seal says, can you tell us we might further cultivate self-love? How to cultivate self-love? How we might further cultivate self-love. What's working for me in regards to that is reaching out to others and in all ways. Whether that be, the paying it forward with a cup of coffee down the street, or which I've mentioned before, and whether it be just being truly present with another. I think what happens here is when we truly give to other people, it comes back. It's because of this, because, as cliched as it sounds, we are all one. So in turn, we're actually giving to ourselves. That's what I believe is happening. Now, it's also more than that, Seal. It's about taking time out for ourselves, to listen to our heart, and to listen to that child within that is really doing its best to speak up and say what it wants, what he or she wants, and to honouring that too. Because that child's been around for a long time and is being patient and is sometimes aching to come out and to do what it wants to do, and if we can honour that child within as an adult, then we're cultivating self-love with that. And taking time out for contemplation or meditation, to just be. And for me, it's also about taking time away from, and as ironic, this is crazy because here we are in a social media platform, but taking time away from social media. It's a really crazy thing, because here I am talking to you and it's a social media platform. But to honor yourself, to give yourself some space, to take some time away from social media. You might be fine, you might not be, it might be all in check for you. But I know for me, a period of time, I got lost in it, and I have to take steps back, step back away from it all. And that's so true. Trailblazer Liz says, we would not be so hard on our loved ones, but are far too negative for ourselves. And that's true too. But the thing is, though, we can only, if we're not giving authentically to someone else, then we're not truly, we're not giving to ourselves either in that way. So we're not giving at all, actually. So yeah, I hope some things there. Yeah, I totally agree, Ali. You have to look after ourselves. We cannot fill other cups and others' cups. Totally agree. And for me, for instance, I'm in a position now of I was meant to stay in New South Wales for a period of time, longer than what I am, and something inside my heart has said, no, go back to South Australia, go back to the country. And I'm doing that. And at first I was questioning that, going, what am I doing? What am I trying to do here? And then I thought, no, don't question this. Yes, if this is what you want, then just go ahead and do it and work it out. Let it all work itself out. I understand, of course, that's not logical for everyone else. With families, you can't just pick up and move, and it's different for me. But that was just a little dilemma that I was having of, should I give to myself or should I not give to myself? and I've chosen now to give to myself. And yeah, so yeah, Ginny, yeah, we've got to watch our language, the way we speak to ourselves, because you're right that I'm horrible at taking care of me. And see, that's all that is just, that's just a belief pattern, that programming that you've got going on there, and you can stop that now, and you can change that right now, right at this moment. So I'm going to embrace me. I'm going to give me, all I deserve, all I truly deserve. Do I have any fear of something, and if so, what? And what do you do about it? Well, I fear, I know this is, and many people probably do, but I do have this fear of spiders. And this was a belief that I inherited from my father, because I saw that he was afraid of them. And all my brothers, we all have that fear. Things are starting to change with that. We get these big spiders here, really big ones, and like the size of that, and I used to do everything I had to do to get it outside, but I would never kill them. I can't kill those creatures. Just can't do it, and I won't do it. But now I leave, as long as it's not in my bedroom, wherever they are, I leave them there and I watch them. And even the ones in my bedroom now, I'm beginning to get them in the container with the cardboard, and but it takes me a long time to do that. It might take me 45 minutes to work up the courage to stand alongside it and to put the container up and slip the cardboard underneath. It takes me a long time, but I do it, and I'm very proud of myself after I've done it. But I'm having, in regards to other things in life, I'm really getting more and more comfortable with life, and with this just being a body, and that it's going to die, it's going to finish and go back to the ground, and I used to have a fear of that, of death, and I can say now I don't, and I feel in a real comfortable place about that now. I feel really comfortable about that. So yeah, it's a good thing. Jason, what can I do when I fear myself? I hope that you can take on board, Smoky Poo, some things that I've talked about in regards to love, and even to shift the focus away from yourself and do what you can to love all people you come into contact with. And because the more we do this, the more we give to others, the more we be of service, the less time we have to focus on the part of ourselves that is craving something that we already have. We already have that love within, and it's the ego, with this false fear, false evidence appearing real is exactly what it is. We have that love within, and if you can't find that within first, I say Send it out there. Give to people as much as you can. And keep doing that. Keep being of service in any way, shape, or form you possibly can. And eventually, in doing that even, that will help you to eliminate that fear. You won't have time for that. Ali says, I had a money spider on me twice today. Bring it on. Oh, it's rolling in the money. And you see, even this talking about fear and acknowledging the fears, we are in fact keeping these fears alive just by simply acknowledging them and writing it down. And we can acknowledge them, but as long as we don't stay stuck in them, and then shift the focus, shift your awareness to where you want to be. Hi Joe, I want to thank you for your meditation sessions. They are invaluable to me. Your Heal While You Sleep is very special. Thank you. Thanks so much, Joe, and I'm glad that you can get something from that. Awesome. Wow. I forgot to put on music too. I had all this planned to put on nice background music, and that went out the window. So it's been a silent one today, but that's okay. Yeah, Smoky Poo says, yeah, I read somewhere that you can look at the fear and then send love and light to it, and absolutely you can. And David Hawkins speaks of this feeling the fear, not really following the thought. And this goes for any emotion that you're stuck in, whether it be anger, whether it be grief, feeling it 100%. And then it gets to a point where you can breathe through it, but don't follow that thought process, okay? Just connect to that feeling. And he said it can only go on for so long when you really feel it, because then it dissipates and dissolves in its own accord. And this is something that takes practice and will take time. But what we do, we normally feel something, whether it be grief, whether it be anger, and we can either suppress it, push it down, which doesn't work because it will always come back, or sometimes we act on anger, and again that's no good because we can biff away, we can do what we want, we can punch pillows, we can punch the walls. There's still going to be anger there. We're contributing to the anger. So I really sense what he's saying. I get what he's saying about feeling this, feeling it deeply. Just keep breathing through it and just stay with it for a moment and see what happens. See if it dissolves. Because it's really not real. There's only... I forget what it was. There's only 2 fears that were real, and one is I can't remember them now. One is fear of falling, I think. Fear of falling, and there's something else, and you might want to Google that one. Just go back here. Jenny says, do you believe that some are empaths? Yeah, I do. I do believe that some are empaths. Totally. That we can take on more, and we can take on, you just got to be, monitor that, and you can take on the feelings of other people and then what's going on. And Hi Barbara, welcome. And Liz Trailblazer says, Jason, can you feel all this love? Absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. I think we should do a virtual group hug at the end, Jason. What do you think? I'm up for that. I'm truly up for that. I'm sincerely humbled today because you guys, words fail me today, because you guys stuck around, and that means, that means a damn lot. That, you were patient. Thank you for that. If I'm missing some of this, I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing my best to read through this. I like that, Natisha. Have you heard of zone of abundance? We all have a zone of abundance within us, and we need to tap in and understand our specific zone. I would like to look further into that, Natisha. I can't say I've heard of zone of abundance, but I like that thought, and that resonates with me. I'll be looking into that one. Tanya says, I face my fear with full positivity, and I know you do, Tanya. I know you certainly do, and I was joyous at seeing your first video. Absolutely joyous. And I've put that link of Tanya's video in the description, her channel, so you can please go and check that out. And the beautiful thing about that, Tanya and all people, is Tanya was feeling the fear, but then you could see moments of absolute joy purely because she was overcoming that fear while she was doing it. So that was just such a beautiful thing to witness. It was like the fear, but then on the other hand, the joy, because she was powering through that, and that inspired me no end. I loved that. Really do. Thank you, Angra. That's it. Fear of falling and loud sounds. That's it. Thank you so much. That's the one. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, Josephina. Yes, we are live. And thank you, Tanya. Paul says, no, not against virtual hugs as long as there is no virtual hands doing a wander. Oh my goodness. Okay. Promise, Paul. Alice is laughing at my hubby, Paul. Thanks, Jason. That means a lot. You're most welcome, Tanya. Oh my goodness. Don't encourage him. Oh. Okay. Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Previously allowed fear of relying on others to keep me from leaning onto others to soften the journey. Cloak this fear as independent. What's the second part? Leaning on others to soften the journey. What's the second part? I think it's the knowing. It's the knowing that you can do this, that you've got this. And taking that bold leap of faith and begin by doing something. Do the one thing on your own. One thing, even if it's so small, and that will give you the confidence to then take the next step. Fight through that and recognize that even that, that fear of going out on your own is just it's a mental, it's an illusion. It's not real. And you can get through that. Just the one small step. And then next time, take another small step. Yeah. Do. Oh, wow. Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Just having a bad... She's been going through a rough patch, but want to say thank you so much for your videos. They really do help. I send you all the love, Wendy, and you keep going along. Keep going along, and you're most welcome. I'm honored to be doing this, and it's glad to hear that it can help you. Ginny says, I have an odd question. How far away are you from Adelaide? Well, at the moment, I'm a long way away from Adelaide because I'm here in Wollongong, New South Wales. But when I am in South Australia, I'm about, say, it's like a 6-hour bus trip, but it's about a 3.5, 4-hour drive from Adelaide. It's quite a bit of a way. Yeah, our thoughts, are they not real? This is just interesting that you say that, Chris. In the Course in Miracles, they talk to us about stripping back the thoughts, and that that we've attached so much belief to everything that we believe that all these thoughts are true, and we follow them, and it's all I'm still learning this. I'm a student of this, so you're coming on a journey with me as I begin to awaken myself from this slumber. And I think thoughts they're just passing. Then they're not the real essence of who we are. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Good on you, Tanya. You've done an update for the second video. Good on you. Adele says, how is that words in a meditation go into our subconscious while we are sleeping? Are they somehow remembered? I know that people have, I know this can, yes, Adele, this can happen, because I know even people that have been in operations where they've been put, under anesthetic, and even people, I've heard amazing stories of where people have died on the operating table and have actually come back. And in fact, Wayne Dyer was speaking about this. Not Wayne Dyer died on the operating table, I might add, but a fellow of his, a patient died, and the doctors were talking about her, and they were having a discussion about should they let her go or not. And two of the doctors didn't want to let her go, and the one did. She heard the whole conversation, and she come back, was brought back into life. It was almost like I think she chose it, and she then proceeded to tell the doctors about what she heard. And so this is pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's full on. I love that. So yeah, I think I don't know how it works, but I think it does work. Yeah. We need more subliminals, please. Oh, okay. Okay. We might have to put them up. We will, Ginny, Trailblazer. I'll talk to my team about that as well. Paul, into the corner. Laughter is the good best medicine, that's for sure. Such a joy, such a stress relief, just to be in the moment and just laugh and enjoy. Joe, I think we need another song, Jason. Maybe I can sing. Maybe I can do one, and we can end it there. Hey, I don't even know if you heard. Did you get to hear the song I did today, guys? I don't even know if it was working. I'm assuming it was. It's been such a crazy stream, this one, so power of love. I might actually say too, guys, to all the winners of the contest in the past, the CDs have all gone out. The books were ordered, and they've only just gone out because I got the email today. They've just gone out today. But you'll probably end up getting the books first because they're from the United Kingdom, and they'll probably come faster than the postage from Australia. Australia can be very slow. Yeah. Wonder if I can do this one. I'll sing a love song to finish because we're talking about love, fear. Just do this one, just a little piece of it. How do I go? Maybe I hang around. Maybe I hang around here. Oh, I'm not even sure what to do now. Okay, you know this one. That's maybe I don't know all the words to it. Love is all we... Is that... Love is all we need. All we need is love. Da 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 da. All we need is love. Da 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 da. All we need is love. Love is all we need. Come on, you can sing with me now. All we need is love. Da ba da ba da. All we need is love. All we need is love. Love is all we need. I love you guys. Love you, and I'm saying. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience, and you've probably been it's been the most beautiful group, like a sense of love, Thank you. Have a beautiful evening for those of you that are going to sleep, and for those of you that are starting your day, have a great day, and let's try and sort this out for next week. Now, I might say next week I could actually be doing something because I could be actually in transit. It might even be a different day next week, depending upon when I leave. So if I can, I'll even do one from the phone. But just stay tuned for next week. We'll see how that pans out. Much love. Namaste to you, and thank you. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Let's see if I can... I don't even know how to stop this now. Seriously, this is just... There's no buttons here to stop it. That is so weird. This is so weird. It's the craziest live stream I've ever had. On group hug too. That's why I couldn't stop it. Group hug. All of you. Ah, beautiful. There's no big red button here, Paul. If I could actually do a screenshot, I could show you. There is no big red button. And I'm not kidding you. It's changed. Hold on. No, I can't. I can't push. There's no button. That's really weird. I'll send this screenshot to prove it, but I don't even think I can send a screenshot in the chat. I can't. Normally it says stop stream, and but that's what's happened because it's blocked. Wow. Anyway, I'll just close down the whole thing and bye bye. Bye bye. See you guys.